In a culmination of a nearly 2-month-long federal trial that captivated headlines with its dramatic testimonies and high-profile figures, Sean Diddy Combs has received a mixed verdict, being found guilty on lesser charges, while being acquitted of the more serious accusations of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. The outcome, announced on the morning of July 2 in New York City, has been widely described by pundits as a significant victory for the music mogul, akin to a near-full acquittal. The jury, comprised of 8 men and 4 women, deliberated for a cumulative 13 hours over 3 days before reaching an agreement on all 5 charges. This followed a 7-week trial that featured often graphic and emotional testimony from over 30 witnesses, including Combs's ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassandra Cassie Ventura, and a second woman identified as Jane, both of whom testified under pseudonyms about alleged abuse and coerced sexual encounters. The defense, while acknowledging Combs's past violent behavior and temper, maintained that any sexual acts were consensual, and that prosecutors were overstepping by delving into his private life. The specific verdicts delivered were as follows: Count 1, conspiracy to commit racketeering, conspiracy, not guilty. This was the most serious charge, carrying a potential life sentence. Count 2, sex trafficking of Cassie, not guilty. This charge also carried a mandatory minimum of 15 years and a maximum of life in prison. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution, regarding Cassie, guilty. This is a felony violation of the Federal Mann Act and carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Count 4, sex trafficking of Jane, not guilty. Similar to Cassie's sex trafficking charge, this could have resulted in a life sentence. Count 5, transportation to engage in prostitution, related to Jane, guilty. This charge also falls under the Mann Act and carries a maximum of 10 years. The acquittal on the racketeering and sex trafficking charges represents a major relief for Combs, who could have faced life imprisonment if convicted on those counts. Prosecutors had painted a dark picture of Combs, alleging that he used his vast music and business empire for over 2 decades to coerce women into drug-fueled, days-long sex acts, sometimes referred to as freak-offs or hotel nights, which he would allegedly watch, film, or participate in. Testimony included detailed accounts of these events, and surveillance footage from 2016 showing Combs assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway was also presented. Upon the reading of the verdict, Combs's reaction in the courtroom was notably emotional. He was seen pumping his fist in the air, smiling, and shaking hands with his legal team. His 6 adult children, his mother, his sister, and 2 of the mothers of his children were present in court, offering their support. Before the verdict, he reportedly mouthed, "We got this," to them, and immediately after, he turned to them, holding up prayer hands. He then fell to his knees in prayer and initiated a round of applause for his legal team, which his family, some of whom were in tears, joined. The focus has now shifted entirely to the upcoming sentencing. The prosecution is advocating for Combs to remain detained, expressing concerns that there is a real risk that he will flagrantly disregard orders from this court. Conversely, Combs's lawyers are pushing for his release as early as today, proposing a $1 million bond. His lead lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, passionately argued that this is Combs's first conviction, and it's a prostitution offense, suggesting he should be released under appropriate conditions. Agnifilo stated Mr. Combs has been given his life by this jury, and that he would be nothing short of a fool to violate any court order, assuring the judge he will not run afoul of anything this court imposes on him. While the maximum sentence for each of the 2 guilty charges is 10 years, potentially totaling 20 years, federal sentencing guidelines will play a significant role. Prosecutors' preliminary calculations suggest Combs could face between 51 and 63 months, roughly 4 to 5 years, in prison, while his defense team believes the guidelines will lead to a much lower sentence, possibly around 2 years. Ultimately, the length of the sentence rests with U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian, who has stated he needs time to consider the law before making a decision on whether Combs will be released today or remain in custody pending sentencing. An October 3 sentencing date has been proposed.